Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Again, able to see you now. How's going on? How was your Saturday going on?
Yeah, it's great. Fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And from which place you're currently working from?
I'm from.
Okay. And your work location is?
It's.
Okay. Enjoying the lockdown days, is it?
Yeah, currently enjoying. Yeah.
Okay. And how's the COVID situation at your place? Like everything stable?
Yeah, everything is stable in my hometown. This my
Mhm.
town. It's stable.
Okay, that's great. So, coming back to the agenda for today's discussion. So, the agenda would be like, we will be discussing about your tech stack on which you are currently working on, about your project, and if you have learned any new technology in the very recent past, so that also you could include in your introduction, okay?
Okay.
So, over to you for your introduction.
Okay, I'll start with my introduction. Okay, hi, Vishal this side. I'm currently working in from past 3 years as a backend Java developer mostly. And talking about my roles and responsibilities in my current team, it is, you can say, starting from the requirement gathering. Uh, so starting from the requirement gathering, I am involved in the whole SDLC life cycle. So starting from the requirement gathering to the development of that application, and I'm also part of the deployment part. Deployment as in like to the development server. Okay, and talking about my tech stack includes basic core Java, Spring Boot, Hibernate, and MySQL as a backend database.
Okay. Okay, got your point. So basically, your tech stack is core Java, and
Yeah.
which version of Java it is?
Yeah, Java 8 mostly means if new requirement came, so I try to develop that application, develop the feature on Java 8 using Java 8 functionality.
Okay, and apart from Java, it's SQL, is it?
Yeah, MySQL. Yeah.
Okay. Any exposure on RESTful APIs?
Yeah. Currently working on REST APIs. Yes.
Okay, that's great. So we were discussing like you were having some tech stack like Java, MySQL, and currently working on RESTful APIs.
Yeah.
And your total years of experience is 3 years, is it?
3 years. Yeah. Right.
Okay, that's great. So let's start with our technical conversation. Okay. So let's start with the use case first.
Okay.
So let us suppose you have a list of string and you have to do two things simultaneously with that list, okay? So the very first thing is you have to iterate over that list, and the second thing is you have to modify that list. Okay? The JDK which you could assume to execute this use case could be any JDK which is below Java 8.
Okay.
So the question is, are these operations possible?
Okay. In a normal use case, suppose you are iterating over a list and you are modifying the structure of that list, so you will be having concurrent modification exception. Okay, so you'll be having the exception. If you do not want to have that exception, so in that case you can go for concurrent array list. So copy on write array list, you can have that concurrent array list. So we can perform the iteration plus modification or removing the elements. We can have that. Concurrent was there in 1.5 version, so we can have that. Yeah. Okay, got your point.
Any disadvantage you could observe with copy on write array list?
Disadvantage. Okay. Disadvantage would be copy on write array list. Yeah, synchronized version. It is kind of synchronized version, thread safe version. So performance is relatively low for normal array list in comparison to normal array list. Performance is low. Yeah, that is disadvantage, and I think that only disadvantage.
Okay, got your point. So talking about the Singleton design pattern, okay. So the responsibility of Singleton design pattern is to have only one instance throughout the application, right?
Yeah, right.
But there are some scenarios in which this particular behavior could be broken. That means that the Singleton class will instantiate multiple instances in those scenarios.
Correct.
So do you know what are those scenarios and how to fix those?
Basically, we can break the singleton pattern using reflection API. Reflection
Okay.
API, as in like class.forName, and providing the class name, we can get the instance of that class. And how to fix that? We can fix that using, I think we can fix that using inner static class. I think that will work. Inner static class will have, like, we can say that it is a bill flow implementation. I think I am correct pronouncing the same correct. So bill flow tells us, like, if we can have the inner static class, so in that case it will execute at once. The instance will be created the first, and if it is created, then you can simply return that instance. It is also synchronized, it is also thread safe also, so we can fix that.
Okay. And what are other scenarios?
Other scenarios like means breaking or fixing or creating the singleton pattern. Which one?
Breaking it.
Breaking it. Breaking it would be reflection API and what else?
Okay, let me put it in this way. Okay.
Yeah.
So let us suppose if I clone the singleton instance.
Cloning.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So will it break, or the singleton behavior will be still intact?
Yeah, it will break. For in cloning part also it will break. Yeah. You can have, yeah.
And how to fix that?
Fixing actually I'm not that much got hands on. Theoretically I know we can for cloning part, right? We can override that clone part and perform same operations. We can throw that exception. We can have the clonable interface implemented, and in clone method we can override that and throw that exception. So if that any person user is getting a clone method, so they will get the exception. So I think that we can do.
Okay, got your point. And let us suppose if I serialize the singleton class and deserialize it, will the behavior still be intact or it will be broken?
Yeah, in serialization also it will broke. So how to fix that? We can fix that using a write object. We can override that write object and simply throw that exception in the same also.
Okay, got your point.
Yeah.
So apart from the singleton design pattern, what are other design patterns you know?
Yeah, I have worked in factory design pattern. I know factory and builder. Yeah, I know these two also.
Okay. Okay. So apart from this singleton, we were discussing like what other design pattern do you know?
Yeah. Mostly I have worked on creational design pattern. In creational I worked on factory and builder design pattern.
Okay. Could you throw some light on builders as well?
Yeah. Builder design pattern is, we can say, the extended version of factory design pattern. Suppose if I am creating an suppose there is an employee class, and in employee class there are some variables, instance member variables, its name, salary, designation, and what the good coding practices says that we do not have to go more than 4 to 5 parameters if I'm creating that object or passing that parameters. So in that case we can use builder design pattern. We can have simply age, and we will be setting that age in parameter, dot designation, and dot like this. We can have the employee object. We can create that employee object instead of giving the whole parameters to, and we will also be having to remind which parameter comes first and which comes last. So these dependencies lose.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Let's talk about Java8 space. Okay. So what are the different features of Java8 you may be using in your day-to-day development?
Okay. Most used is we can say stream API only, and apart from that we can say static and default method in interface. And the basic features are like, what are the basic features which Java provides is function interface, lambda expression, stream API, static and default methods in interface, producer, consumer, predicate, function, these interfaces, datetime API. These were the enhancements. So mostly I have used stream API apart from this. Yeah.
Got a point. What I'm going to do next is I'm posting a small coding challenge in this chat window.
Okay.
What you have to do is you have to share your screen and open up your IDE. We will try to solve this together, okay?
Okay.
So I have posted the challenge. Just have a look. And in the meantime, share your screen as well, please.
Yeah. ID is opening. Okay. Find the active employee who belongs to HR department. Find the HR department and uppercase the names of those who belong to employees for employees. I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Copy pasting the code. Okay, so what I have to do is find the
You could copy that problem statement near to your main method. That will help. Yes.
So find the active employees who belongs to HR department. Okay, and uppercase the names of those employees. Okay, next I do a new list.
So you have to solve this using Java8 features only. Okay.
Okay. Okay, we are having Abhishek IT, Aniket HR, Anshu Finance, Anshu Operations, Sham HR. Okay, so and active employees, active also. Okay. So output would be the name of the employees in the uppercase. Okay. Aniket and Sham would be
The output would be the whole object consisting of uppercase names. Okay.
Okay. This full object. Got it. Okay. HR only. Okay, I'll try. And using Java8 only. Okay. My AMP. String. Okay. And dot filter. Okay, filter. I'll filter out those employees who are having HR. Okay. Department goes to department dot get department name dot this is this HR. So in this case I'll be having all those dot again. Also I can have, let's see okay, active dot get they should be active employees. So active is okay.
Is active is the method name.
is active. I have got the okay. Now I have to convert its name to uppercase. Okay, this is returning me. Actually, this is returning the names. I'm getting the output, but I am getting only name. I have to get the whole employee object, right? Okay.
So could you please undo the things whatever you have done, like the sysout stuff?
Which one?
Undo the sysout.
Okay.
And try to grab this in a list of employee object.
Yeah, but
no. So what I was saying is, like, let it be like to list, and in the return type, like you have written like
okay,
list of employees, right?
Yeah. Okay, I was doing what I
Yes.
type.
So, what do you think? Like, what is the possible problem over here?
Actually, the thing is, I am filtering the records, and again I am mapping those. So mapping means these only names I will be getting. This part. So after mapping, I'll be getting object of a string. I think here I have to do something.
That's correct. So the problem is, like, the to uppercase will give you a string object, right?
Yeah.
So that will get mapped as a list of string only.
Okay.
So if you could able to return the employee object from the map, your problem will be solved. So instead of returning a string object, return an employee object from there.
Okay. Let me check what.
So after making it uppercase, try to return that emp object from that map. Let me know if you need any hint.
I am checking like what I can do. Should I use again map because every name has to be mapped with employee object. So
you could write multiple lines in the map as well, right? After the lambda expression, you could use curly braces and write multiple statement as well, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So after making it uppercase, so after the lambda expression, start a curly brace. And don't write EMP. New EMP, you could write return EMP. So the object is getting returned, but uppercase has no impact, right?
Yeah, right.
Could you please check like why it is having no impact? So strings are immutable, right?
Yeah.
So when you set to uppercase, it is not getting captured anywhere.
Yes.
So you should set the name and do the uppercase on that.
Then
you got my point, right?
String E here and.
Okay. So you got that whatever we have made the changes, right?
Yeah. Same string was returning. It was not updated, we can say. Yeah, it is immutable. Got it.
That's correct. A better approach to solve this would be whatever you have written in the map, the logic. So that you could make a functional predicate, okay? Function predicate. And you can pass that, functional interface, okay? Not predicate, sorry, my bad. So you could write a functional interface and you could pass that inside the map.
Okay.
So we have a functional interface, right?
Yeah, function, yeah.
Okay. So have you used optionals as well anytime? Optional functional interface?
Yes, I have used, yeah.
What is the scenario in which you are using it?
It was like if I want to, I was getting the data from the database, and by returning type I have declared that as optional. So if it is null, so we have checked that if it should not be null. So we have handled that case.
Okay, got your point.
Yeah.
So with this, we are done with the Java section, okay?
Okay.
And now we are heading towards the REST API section.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So let us suppose we have 5 different attributes on the UI.
5 different bits. Okay. Okay.
So there are 5 fields on the UI. Okay.
Okay.
And you have to expose the post API.
Okay. Okay.
Which will consume these 5 parameters.
Okay. Okay.
And after consuming those parameters, it should map it with a object which is there in the backend. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
And then you have to save that object as well in the database.
Okay. Fine.
So your job is to make the RESTful API, the post API, and to save this object. Okay. So could you please let me know what are the different annotations and what are the things you are going to do?
Yeah, basically I'll be having a Spring Boot application normally. Okay, so I'll be getting a REST controller, and inside REST controller, to get the data and save the data, I'll be having post annotations. And in post annotation, the URL will be save employee, normally save employee, and method will be save employee, and in that employee I'll be providing the request body annotation. And in request body I'll be seeing what the data you will be providing me. Same data member variables, I'll be creating the response entity or another bean class. Same will be I'll be creating. So what data you'll be providing, that will be automatically mapped to that entity. Okay, so after that I'll be directly returning that response entity true or false, and I'll be writing service dot means I will moving to the service class. And inside service class I'll be checking if this is not null, special characters are not there. So these normal formalities I will do, and service class will be annotated with @service. And okay, and apart from that I'll be having repository, and repository will extend the interface. Repository interface will expand the JP interface. And same thing, in which entity you are saving, I'll be having those entity in JP repository generics and its primary key. And directly I'll be dot save. I can write in service class, I can write repo dot save and provide that entity. So directly it will be saving.
Okay, got your point.
Yeah.
So the question is you are getting few parameters from the front end, right?
Okay.
How do you grab those parameters in your API, in your RESTful API, so that it will directly get mapped to an object, a Pojo class at the backend?
Yeah, the annotation which we have, I was saying request body annotation. It will map that object which you are sending, the data you are sending, to the respective that bean class in the parameter which I have set.
Mm-hmm.
It will automatically map that, I think. Yeah.
Okay, got your point. So what are the different ways you could grab the parameters which are coming from the front end? Request body is one of the method.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the other different methods to grab those parameters?
Yeah, if you if I'm not considering the security part, so normally path variable I can have get employee /1. So by providing the employee ID I can get. So path variable is one way. Another way is this whole entity I can give. Yeah, these two. Yeah.
We do have query params as well, right?
Yeah, query params is also there. Yeah.
We have cookie params as well. Cookie params. Mm-hmm. So if you have a key value pair sort of thing in your cookie on the front end, okay. So you could have inside your cookie params. So cookie params is also there.
Okay. I was not aware of that. Yeah. Okay.
No issues. And we do have metrics params as well.
Okay.
So there are different ways to grab the things, but most commonly used are request body, in which we use in the post method, right? And in the get mapping, maybe we could use @path param or something like that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What about securing the RESTful APIs? Have you also get any exposure securing those?
Yeah, I told you, we are migrating to this web services to microservices. We have done the implementation part. We have API we have developed, but JWT authentication is left, so we are still working on that. So I'm currently learning that, how to implement that. So yeah, currently learning part.
Okay, that's great. So the last part for our discussion would be like, how is your deployment strategy at present in your particular project? Like, are you using Jenkins or any CI/CD pipeline?
Currently not, since it's a legacy project, so we are not using, but we are migrating. So I have got that opportunity to configure the Jenkins part. So that part I will be doing. So I am exploring how to create a pipeline, and what the query I have to write for Java thing. So it should create a jar or war file. So that thing I'm exploring. And apart from that, uh, I was part of the SSO implementation, like single sign-on implementation, which we have developed in our application. So for that implementation, I have worked on Sonar reports. So Sonar reports. So I have worked on that, and working on Jenkins part. So that CI/CD I have worked.
Okay, got a point. And what about the Git commands? What are the different commands do you use?
We are using SVN here. And for Git, I am, you can say, personally, like I post on Git repository. So personally, for personal projects, I use Git, but for production, we are using SVN.
Could you name few commands which you have used in your POC?
The commands which I can say, like git add, git push, commit, and rollback also, and the thing which I have only heard, I haven't done that, is git merge, but
okay,
not that much exposure. Simply the basic things I have done on Git.
Okay, got your point. So with this, I'm pretty much done from my end as far as evaluating your candidature goes. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to answer.